What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. We're going to first start off with Bitcoin. I'm going to take a look at where we're at. We've been in the same range for over a month. Before we begin, make sure you take a second out, smash that thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your plans are with the markets. We're also at the end of the video, well, not the end, after Bitcoin, we'll get into XRP, our BNB chart, Tesla, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, DXY, and oil. So definitely stick around for the whole video because all of this stuff is really looking like the biggest money grab in history is almost here. There's going to be some great opportunities in the markets, in my opinion, if this does happen. But remember, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it, see what's going on. So on the 4-hour chart, you guys remember since last month, we talked about, well, actually 5 months ago, we talked about this being, once we broke here, talked about this being the absolute top of the bear market rally, which was around 31.5. As you guys know, I was short 31.420 with my stops at 31.6, got stopped out, closed the daily below 31.5, re-entered my shorts at 31.444. I've actually laddered in more, so I am still short here. Stops again above here at about 32,000. Remember, 32.8 is also another target that we could possibly hit. But let's take a look at this range now. If we zoom out, this looks like a BART pattern, which will probably break to the downside, so be very careful here. Let's take a measured move for the bullish and the bearish case scenario. We'll also take a look at the weekly charts, and I'll show you what I believe would be invalidating this count. So this would get us up to 34.3 if we break the top of this. So if we were to break 32.8 is where I think we'd stop. But if we were to go up 34.2, that may change everything. Now, our bottom here, if we were to break down 30,200, if we're to break 30,200, we could be looking for approximately 37.6, right? So within this range, unless you're day trading, there's really not a lot to do unless you want to get into a bigger trade. But as you guys know, I'm not real big into day trading. I'd rather swing trade, a lot less stress, a lot less staring at the charts, and a lot more money. But a lot of people need to start their capital by day trading to grow their capital big enough to swing trade. And then once you're bigger into swing trading, you use more capital and invest, right? So let's take a look at what's going on in the charts. So this is all that's happening right now. We're just in this range that we've been in for approximately 1 month. Nothing has happened. So I haven't made a whole lot of videos because not a whole lot has been happening, but we're going to take a look at the bigger picture here. Before we do, if you guys are interested in trading, check out our sponsor, Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. I don't trade against you. You can trade Forex, crypto, gold, silver, oil, copper, aluminum, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. And you can use my promo code SAVVY50. That will get you up to a $7,000 bonus to use towards your margins. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. Links down below. I'll also leave a tutorial at the end of the video. So let's look at the daily. So this was the falling wedge we were watching right here, right? The highest point that would get us is up to that 32.8. And what also makes a lot of sense there is that was our low here. If we break this low, I'm going to show you a count on the weekly that I think, I'm going to show you 2 counts on the weekly that I think is a good possibility here. But if you look, everybody wants to talk about Bitcoin did a 100% rally. Well, Bitcoin has still not recovered 50% of its losses, right? We have not recovered to 50% yet. There is no bull market, in my opinion. And I will show you the bubble pop patterns at the end of the video, along with everything else that I think this thing is in massive trouble. I've been talking about this for a long time, and it's not just looking at Bitcoin alone. It's looking at the traditional markets. They are all showing the same signs. They have been for a long time. This stuff doesn't play out overnight, but when it does start, I think it's going to be very scary. Most people will not be able to get out in time, so be careful. This could get ugly pretty damn quick. Not to say we can't get another spike up, right? So let's take a look at this. On the weekly, we could be in just a falling wedge. I've talked about this for a long time. Bottom being sometime at the end of this year between 37 100 and 9,700. These are my targets for the low. I do believe we will still see under 10K. I could be wrong. Always do your own due diligence. But so far, everything is just playing out like a bubble pop pattern here, right? We'll go over that here in a few. Let's take a look at the weekly in another way, right? So if we look at these highs on see the white trend lines, right? On these highs, those are lower highs. We had higher highs in the RSI. That is hidden bearish divergence. The weekly is in a downtrend. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. Look at the yellow here. Higher highs right here. Lower highs in the RSI. That's bearish divergence. Reversal of the trend. This little trend is up. The little reversal here. Continuation to the downside, in my opinion. So as you can see, the Amazon compared to the .com, in the .com bubble compared to Bitcoin, right? Bubbles always return to where they began. That's why I do believe we will see these lows again by the end of the year, most likely. Same thing in Nintendo, another bubble pop pattern. Always return to where they began, right? Bitcoin has a long way down to go. Same here. Sony, bubbles return to where they began. And you always have bear market rallies, right? Everyone gets super bullish. You want to tell me these people weren't super bullish, thinking the bottom was in here, only to make another low, then to get a bump and another low? Be careful, guys. XRP. So if you look, we draw a trend line off of the top of these peaks, right? Look at where it's going. What is the highest I see XRP going? Yes, they closed their case. They won their case. Everybody's super excited. But guys, this is just a dime penny stock still. It always has pumps before massive dumps, right? And there's always some kind of reason in there why it pumped. XRP, like I said, guys, Ripple is probably a decent product. Maybe they'll use it for something, but they don't need XRP. And they sure as hell ain't going to use something that people, the average person in retail, has their money in, right? That's not what the banks are going to use, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but it's not. You could put any coin on Ripple, guys, so be careful with that. But anyways, this is still looking like just a dime penny stock. I see it well under 10 cents when this bear market is over. BNB compared to FTT. I showed you guys this 6 months ago. We started talking about the similarities in these charts and what I'm expecting, right? We had a bump up target. Let's zoom in and look at that. This is from my last video, Monday and Tuesday. I believe we talked about it. Look at that. We hit our target. I had told you this could be a bear flag in the yellow here. If we broke above, then this is where I'd look for a rejection. We got a perfect rejection there. Once we break the 23.1, now this is in the smaller time frame, right? This is the daily. In the weekly, I think it's going to look a lot like this by the end of the year. But in the daily, our first target, if we do break the 230, let's see. Yeah, if we break the 230 range again, looking at about 197. If that breaks, about 147. If that breaks, we know what's coming next. Tesla, as you guys know, here is the high for Tesla. If we do get one more spike up, I think it'll be around this 298 range and then a massive rejection. As you guys know, I'm a buyer at around 50 to 60 bucks. We've had this target for over a year. All right, let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So here's the high for the Dow Jones. If we do get that one more bump up in the rally, right? We are showing a lot of divergence here. We're getting higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. Still in this wedge, looking like we're ready to turn over. But remember, the high, if we do get that one last push up, will be around 35.2. All right, let's take a look at NASDAQ. Same thing, guys. We're just in this channel here. We're making higher highs, lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action. Bearish divergence, reversal of the trend. This thing is very close to the top, if not top. Top would be around 15,926 range if we do get that one more push up. S&P 4580 range would be where I'd look for the top here if we get one more push up. Nevertheless, still making bearish divergence, guys. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI, reversal signal. DXY. So in the long term, this is the weekly, right? We broke out of this big wedge. I do believe DXY is going to get a huge rally. I know everybody's saying the dollar is dead, guys. The dollar's not dead. The dollar's not going to die. Even if, right? Even if they switch over to a CBDC, they would just exchange the dollars one for one. I still think we would be measuring in the DX. The DXY is just a tool to measure the US dollar compared to a basket of other currencies, right? So nevertheless, I think we would see, sorry about that, I got a phone call. Nevertheless, I see a huge rally, something like this coming for the DXY over the next few years, possibly. Nevertheless, I still think we get up to at least this 122 range, and that would be could signal the bottom of the bear market if the dollar rallies up that high, right? The oil chart, I told you guys, watch to bounce around this bottom trend line once this breaks. We called this way back here in August of last year, right? A break of this, we had a target of 62.70, which we got. And I told you, once we hit this bottom trend line, we would probably bounce around for a while. The next break of this, we look for support at 62.70 again. If that does not hold, still the same thing. I've not changed any of these views on any of these charts, guys. $27 I'm looking for oil. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at. I just want to caution you guys to be extremely careful. One more time, smash those thumbs up, but be extremely careful. Remember, all these guys that were calling for $100,000 Bitcoin in 2020, 2021, and 2022 are the same ones saying the bottom's in. I do not believe the bottom's in. I could be wrong, yes, but I think we have much lower to go. And looking at the markets as a whole paints a picture that this thing is about to crash. And that means the markets as a whole, I think the DXY will hold up, because like I've explained a million times before, when the DXY goes up, markets go down, right? So the dollar's worth more. They can buy cheap stocks, cheap Bitcoin, cheap everything when the dollar's high, and they get right back in, and it goes the other way, back and forth. Big money plays the same game over and over. They've been doing it for years. This is a huge money grab coming, in my opinion. So be cautious. Even if you don't think we are in a bear market still, please be cautious, be careful, do what you're going to do. Everyone's going to do whatever they want. You're going to listen to whoever you want on the internet. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm seeing in the markets, guys. So be careful, be cautious. We've seen this over and over. We've seen Michael Saylor telling people to mortgage their house, mortgage their business at $60,000 for Bitcoin. Look at where we're at now, guys. Be careful. Anyways, smash those thumbs up. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think below. Also, check out the free Discord below. I put a new link in. People said the link wasn't working. Hopefully this one is. If it isn't, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and I'm out.